It is over now, the last night of the playoffs for the 26th season of The Voice this season. In light of the fact that 3 coaches have already chosen their 2 champions, it is now up to Michael Bublé, a rookie coach, to choose 2 of his amazing 5 artists. Bublé extends an invitation to country megastar Carly Pearce to visit the studio, where she is set to light up the room. This is done in order to assist in mentoring his crew. In spite of the fact that Carly Pearce was more of a presence than a mentor, particularly when compared to someone like MGK, the focus of this episode is on the numerous contributions that Michael Bublé makes as a coach. There is more to him than simply being a superstar who comes in and collects a paycheck while watching other brilliant talents flourish. He is a supporter of the team. He is overjoyed. It is because of him that The Voice continues to be a show that is captivating. Are we envious of his position, which requires him to reduce the size of his team? Absolutely not a chance with this quartet. Team Bublé demonstrates that age is irrelevant. Prior to the arrival of the artists, it is essential to acquire some information regarding the history of our mentor. As is the case with Michael Bublé, Carly Pearce shares a common bond with him in that she began her career around the same age. They have reason to believe that she will also have a relationship to Team Bublé, given the fact that their connection is already in place. Before Shai, who is 17 years old, ever enters the room, Bublé does everything in her power to increase her attraction. It is his assertion that Shai is a superstar, but she is completely unaware of this fact. The trip that she has taken on The Voice has included this, in a sense. Apparently, she did not believe that she would be able to make it this far. While it is true that humility can go you a long way, it is essential for Shai to balance it with confidence at this point. We can only hope that Pearce's statement that she possesses a voice that is identifiable, similar to that of Tracy Chapman or Adele, will provide her with the push she needs. She has decided to come A Story of My Life by One Direction with the aim of using the song as a vehicle to convey her narrative. The fact that she is able to fly with her voice demonstrates that she has the potential to emerge victorious in the subsequent round. After the performance, there is a moment of silence reserved for Liam Payne throughout the entirety of The Voice. From the perspective of Michael Bublé, Joachim is the dream. In light of the fact that he has recently taken Joachim Fortson away from Reba McEntire, Michael Bublé is very enthusiastic about the young man. The excitement that Pearce has when she sees a new puppy for the first time is a result of her desire to tap into the link that exists between his mentor and the church upbringing that he received. As part of his performance in the playoffs, Fortson takes a significant departure from the normal Christian music he typically performs and instead uses Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. In his prior performances, he lacked the ease and swagger that he brings to the stage. Since the beginning of this adventure, he has truly expanded his artistic capabilities. At this point in the season, this was without a doubt his best effort. The stage is filled with emotion. The journey that Sloane Simon has taken on The Voice has included everything. They have taken her away. She has been made safe. And at this point, she is participating in the playoffs in the hopes of securing one of the 2 highly desired spots in the live stage. As an artist, Simon is appealing to a wide audience, which is why her coach chose Chappelle Roan, one of the most prominent emerging talents in the music industry, to perform for her. The state of her father's health, which she admits had passed away just a few days ago, is the driving force behind her emotional performance. If you listen to Simon sing Good Luck Babe, you'll notice that her voice is so pure that it complements the song incredibly well. She reimagines the song in a way that demonstrates that she is capable of fitting in with the industry at this very moment. The individuality that Simon possesses as an artist is something that the other members of her team do not possess, despite the fact that she does not have a voice as loud as her fellow rivals. It is time for Cameron Wright, who has been one of the most impressive performers of the season. Since the very first time they took the stage, their story has been resonating with audiences in the same way that their instrument has been accomplished. When Wright was younger, his grandmother would sit him down and listen to the tunes that she knew the entire world would hear him sing. Wright reveals this information. Moreover, she was correct. His rendition of Whitney Houston's Exhale, Shoop Shoop is a great example. This woman is well known for having a strong voice, and Wright is the same. One of the most remarkable choices they made was to choose a song by Whitney Houston that was not typical for this particular occasion. Cameron Wright's performance is flawless in every respect, absolutely flawless. The purple blazer that they are wearing makes them look like a famous celebrity. They appear to have been in the game for decades as they command the stage with their presence. The more tender side of Wright is exactly what they wanted to show at this particular moment. The radiance of a star cannot be diminished. It's a very telling sign that you were the last artist to perform on the last night of the playoffs. This will be the last performance that spectators will see before they go in to cast their votes. The fact that Sofronia Vasquez was awarded the glory position is a clear indication that The Voice is aware that they are in possession of a celebrity on their hands. It is revealed that he had never heard of Roy Orbison's Crying before when he shows up to join his coach during the coaching session that he is participating in. When it comes to other artists, this could be a warning sign. No, Sofronia Vasquez is not coming. Using examples such as Celine Dion and Kelly Clarkson, Bublé compares his tone and technical ability to those of those artists. I am going to have to fill those enormous heels. There is no doubt that Vasquez is capable. An entire generation may be heard in Sofronia Vasquez's voice. This is Vasquez's performance of the song, and he takes full ownership of each and every moment. He provides a performance that is simple and straightforward, standing firmly in the center of the stage while allowing his instrument to do the work. This is one of those performances that deserves to be the culmination of the journey. The final note is so impressive that it should be greeted with a standing ovation. It is without a doubt one of the most challenging choices that Michael Bublé must make out of all four instructors. Gwen Stefani made some terrible choices in the end. The selections that Reba McEntire and Snoop Dogg made were spot on. It is possible for Michael Bublé to go in a few different routes. Sofronia Vasquez and Cameron Wright are the two players who should be moving forward, taking into consideration the trajectory of the entire season. It is possible that Shai's great performance here will demonstrate that she has the potential to be a dark horse. A significant voice is poised to depart, regardless of what happens. In light of the fact that the Fab Five are on the verge of becoming the Tremendous Two, Michael Bublé concedes victory to Sofronia Vasquez and Shai. Although it is really upsetting to watch Cameron Wright leave, the fact of the matter is that this is the game. Following the announcement of the top 8, the decision is now in the hands of the audience. It is inevitable that the live semi-finals will feature outstanding performances, which will result in some extremely difficult choices being established. On the episode of The Voice that aired last night, the competition reached a boiling point, as the season 26 playoffs showcased some of the most emotionally charged and electrifying performances of the entire season. Michael Bublé, whose team was facing a crucial round of eliminations, became the focus of attention as the stakes became more significant than they had ever been before. During the course of his coaching career, the crooner, who is renowned for his soothing vocals and unruffled manner, found himself struggling with the most difficult decision he had ever faced. A night filled with outstanding performances. Right from the beginning of the program, it was abundantly evident that the candidates were prepared to provide their absolute best performance on stage. Not only did the playoffs format require vocal perfection, but it also required the ability to connect with the audience on a more profound level when performing. In order to distinguish themselves from the other artists in the field, each performer brought their own distinctive style to the stage and sang songs that highlighted their talents while also taking some chances. The evening began with Team Blake, in which the candidates embraced their country origins and began the competition. Despite this, everyone was focusing on Team Bublé. His team consisted of vocalists from a wide range of musical genres, including jazz, soul, pop, and rock. Michael is well known for his ability to cultivate a vast palette of talent. The crooner faced a hurdle that was crystal clear. How can you choose when every musician produces a performance that leaves you wanting more? Taking you on an emotional roller coaster with Team Bublé, she is the soulful powerhouse that is Eva Martinez. Eva, a dynamo from Austin, Texas, who is 22 years old, hit the stage with an emotionally packed performance of Adele's song, Someone Like You. The audience was captivated completely by her soaring vocals and her unfiltered honesty. Clearly moved, Bublé made the following remark to Ava. "Ava, you have the ability to make us really feel every word. That is a very special present." The jazz virtuoso, Dante Rivers, is known. The following performer was Dante Rivers, a jazz vocalist who possessed a silky baritone that was evocative of Bublé himself. By selecting Nat King Cole's Unforgettable, Dante was able to infuse the classic with his own unique interpretation, which resulted in the audience giving him a standing ovation. The words, "You remind me why I fell in love with this genre," were spoken by Michael, who was smiling with delight. More significantly, you serve as a reminder to all of us that music that has stood the test of time still has a place in the world. Sienna Harper, the one who takes chances. There was a hauntingly lovely rendition of When the Party's Over by Billie Eilish that was performed by Sienna, who was the youngest member of the team at the age of 17. The performance she gave was both delicate and strong, demonstrating both her skill and her willingness to take chances. Michael informed her, "You are fearless," and meant it. That is what sets you apart from everyone else. It's not only that you sing, you also tell a story. The rocker with a lot of heart is Jackson Lee. Jackson, a rock vocalist from Seattle who is 29 years old, was the final performer for Team Bublé to round out the night. Somebody to Love by Queen was performed by him, and his performance was nothing short of electric. The fact that Jackson was able to incorporate genuine feelings into his performance resulted in a tidal surge of praise and cheers for him. "Jackson, you are a strength," Bublé remarked to him. Taking one of the most iconic rock tunes of all time and making it your own is very remarkable. Doing it is not a simple task. The most challenging choice still. Following the conclusion of the playoffs, it was time for the coaches to make their choices. It was obvious that Michael Bublé was having the most difficulty, despite the fact that the other teams had experienced their fair share of loss. During the course of the discussions, the normally calm coach gave off the impression of being clearly affected. He shared his confession with the host, Carson Daly, saying, "I've never been in this position before. Each and every one of them is deserving of the opportunity to advance. Each of them has put in a lot of effort, and I can see a little bit of myself in each of them. It is not merely a competition, rather, it is their entire universe." While waiting nervously behind the scenes, the candidates displayed a strong sense of camaraderie despite the mounting strain. There was a handshake between Dante and Jackson, as Ava and Sienna exchanged words of encouragement with one another. Jackson stated, "We have made it this far, and that is something to be proud of." This is true regardless of the outcome of the situation. The chosen selections. At the moment when Michael was required to disclose his decisions, the atmosphere was charged with excitement. There was a mixture of excitement and nervousness on the faces of the contestants as the camera moved from one to the next. In preparation for his speech to his team, Michael took a few deep breaths. From the very beginning, he stated, "To say that this is difficult would be the understatement of the century. Each and every one of you has demonstrated to me something incredible. You have a heart that is just as large as your voice, Ava. Your artistic expertise is unparalleled, Dante. The bravery that Sienna possesses motivates me. Your enthusiasm is what sets the stage ablaze, Jackson. To put it simply, this is the most difficult choice I've ever had to make." After all was said and done, Michael made his selections, and he decided to advance Ava and Jackson to the next round. Following the announcement, Dante and Sienna hugged their teammates and expressed their gratitude to Michael for the opportunity. The reaction to the announcement was a mixture of cheers and tears. Michael remarked, "I chose Ava because her voice moves people in a way that is uncommon. It is a rare occurrence. In addition, Jackson, you have demonstrated to me that rock and roll still have a place in this competition, as well as in the hearts of people." Bids farewell emotionally. Heartfelt farewells were exchanged at the end of the show. In addition to expressing their appreciation for the opportunity, Dante and Sienna also vowed to keep working toward their goals of becoming musicians. With a grin on his face, Dante stated, "This is not the final for me. The phrase, 'It's just the beginning.' With obvious emotion on his face, Michael embraced both of them. He expressed his admiration by saying, "I am so proud of you. It is possible that this stage marks the conclusion of your adventure with The Voice, but it is not the conclusion of your tale. Stay the course. Take a look ahead." With the playoffs still going on, the level of competition is getting higher. As a result of Team Bublé's emergence as a formidable adversary, Michael's surviving competitors are more determined than ever to do him proud and win the competition. Due to the fact that the semifinals are drawing near, the level of pressure is increasing, but so is the level of enthusiasm. During an interview that took place after the program, Michael stated, "I'm rooting for all of them. They are all stars in my book, regardless of whether they win or lose." The 17th episode of The Voice served as a timely reminder to viewers of the reasons why the show continues to command the attention of viewers year after year. The music is not the only thing that matters. What matters more are the tales, the connections, and the dreams that are brought to life on stage. If there is one thing that can be said with absolute certainty, it is that the competition is only going to become more difficult, and the performances are going to become even more remarkable.